Hey, hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Throwback Thursday for you out there. Today is May 14th, 2020. And I am Coach Bear, Coach Glenn the Bear, coming to you from Casa 15 Hundo in Metairie, Louisiana, 504. Yeah, you right. We are in episode 5 of season 3 as of right now, and I am going to make it a goal today to try and speed this thing up. So, I welcome everybody. I'm excited about the show. Let's get started. You ready? You with me? We riding? Well, I'm with you, homie. Let's start with a quick prayer for today. I pray that I may not expect understanding from others. Touched on that the last couple of days. I can't expect it. I hope for it, but I can't expect it. I pray that I may be in harmony with others. So, whether people see me in a certain way, I just want to be in harmony with people, right? So I like that little prayer for today. Let's jump into our thoughts from Cousin Jeb in Lafayette, Louisiana. Got 2 for you this morning. 1, don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. I've been talking about this a lot. Believe it or not, this show, this program, Road to Happy Destiny, RTHD, is a dream of mine. I want it to become big in some way, shape, or form. So I can't be pushed around by the fears in my mind, right? So, hey, each and every day is a new day. I'm trying to do a good show, and I do realize I need to start bringing the time down a little bit. So let me get into today's second thought. If you want to be happy, don't dwell in the past. Don't worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present. That one sentence right there ought to be basically, in a nutshell, the theme of the program RTHD, Road to Happy Destiny. It should be, our mantra, if you will, because I talk about this every single day. And yes, we are on day 45 of this video each and every day. And talk about it all the time. I fully believe in it right now. Can't dwell on the past, can't worry about the future. And I got to live for today, win the day, right? Win the day, baby. All right. Let's go into reflections and meditations for the day from the 24 Hours a Day book. Reflection. It is easier for me to accept myself if I share my whole life. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing me with you all out there, whoever is watching. Whether you consistently watch or you've watched a few episodes or even one episode. I'm sharing my life. I am debating on having a special for episode 50, that's in a couple of days, rather, of really going deep with myself. So that's in the thoughts right now of what I may do special for that particular episode. All right, so let's go to our meditation for today. Your motives and aspirations can only be understood by those who have attained the same spiritual level as you have. And I want to touch on spirituality a little bit. We touch on it all the time. Going back to the reflection, one thing I do want to add to that is simply this. By me sharing all this with you all, it does help me. And I've received a lot of growth from this process, which is why I am thinking about what I might possibly do in episode 50. Now, going back to the meditation, the spirituality aspect, I do want to touch on. The other day in a meeting, I had a friend say this, prayer is more inward and spirituality is more outward. And if we look at that, basically prayer is communication with God, with a higher power, with a supreme being, whatever you choose to believe, okay? That is coming from inside. That is prayer. You know, spirituality is more not just communication, but let me look this. It's really more of a connection, right? It's more of a connection to something that is bigger than me, bigger than ourselves, you know, and that connection is a little bit more outward by things that you can do to become more spiritual, whether it's go for a walk, whether it's doing any form of exercise, whether, you know, it is simply finding the beauty in things, right? Those are more of the spiritual side. And so I wanted to bring that up because we are going to make that a category into action for today. So right now, let's do it. Let's grab our handy dandy into action notebook. Let's grab our writing utensil used for the purpose of jotting these items down, and let's dive into action. Man, I love into action. So let's put our 3 categories down right now. Category number 1, of course, is gratitude. Category number 2 is spirituality. Category 3 is going to be acceptance. And if you go back and re-listen to our prayer, our thoughts, our reflection, our meditation for today, they all have something to do with spirituality and with acceptance. So that's why I wanted to choose them for today's into action categories. So you go ahead and jot yours down, okay? What are you grateful for today? How do you want to enhance your spirituality today? And how can you be of greater acceptance of either yourself today or greater acceptance of others and how they are today? What can you do to put those things into action? Let me go over my list while you jot your list down, okay? Gratitude we'll start with, of course, and I'm going to be grateful for today what I have versus what I have not. You know, I have a house. I love my house. Are there things I would like to enhance about my house? Absolutely. Can I do that right now? Absolutely not. So instead of focusing on what I can't do to make some home improvements right now, I can focus on what I do have. And I am very grateful for that. So that's just an example. So I'm grateful for things that I have versus what I don't have. Okay? So that's me in that category. For spirituality, where am I going to go with this? Let me reflect on this real quick. For me, it's this show, right? RTHD, Road to Happy Destiny. This has been a spiritual outward journey for me. And I want this journey to continue. I want my spiritual life to continue to be enhanced by the opportunity each day to do this show and come up with things that I want to remind myself of, but I also think they're helpful for others to hear. So that is for how am I going to enhance my spirituality today? I am going to, as I do every day, kind of enjoy the weather, enjoy the opportunity to look at things as I go on my walks in a day, but also to celebrate the fact that I do this show. And I hope you find it somewhat spiritual as well. And for category 3, okay, acceptance, you know, I've got to be in acceptance of who I am right now. You know, today, Thursday, May 14th, 2020, you know, during this coronavirus, this COVID-19, during this pandemic. Who am I today? And I've got to accept that, because if I can't accept that, I'm going to have a rough road, okay? If I go back into what we said earlier, where was it? In the reflection, it is easier for me to accept myself if I share my whole life. Well, you know, it has been easier lately for me to accept myself, being able to share a lot of things about me with you all. You know, have I been 100% specific? No, I have not. Okay? But I'm sharing enough right now to where it's allowing me to look at myself in the mirror, accept what I see, and try and continue to grow and work on that. So that's my into action for today. What is your into action for today? Don't forget at the end of the show to jot down some reflections of the show that stick out, or you have certain things you have thought about, thought-provoking things that came about during the show that you want to jot down for your records, for your memories. Okay, real quick, advice for myself, advice for you if that works for you. I like this one today, and the reason why, I know we talk about humility all the time, but it's another reminder for me about humility and what exactly humility is. So, humility sounds so much like humiliation, but it really is the ability to look at myself and honestly accept what I find. That's good advice for me as I continue to work on acceptance, as I continue to work on and truly understand what humility is. So when I read that this morning, I said, man, that's great advice for me. I hope it's great advice for someone else. So that's what I'm going to use as the advice for me segment today. All right, I'm going to give you a final thought, and we're going to wrap it up. And I love to go longer, but I want to start bringing it down a little bit. I started getting into 18, 19, 20 minutes. So, and it's because of reasons like me doing what I'm doing right this moment. So here's a final thought for you. Once again, from my cousin Jeb in Lafayette. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. So, I like that final thought because I want the great. Do I want the good? Yes, I do. Do I want the good to become bigger and better? Abso-freaking-lutely. So, I'm willing to go for the great. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. And if this helps me, I hope it's helping you. Then I am heading in the right direction. Okay? So, as we depart for the day, have a great Thursday. It's a beautiful day out there. I did that yesterday as well. Forgot the word day. So, be joyful in hope. Be patient in affliction. Be faithful in prayer. Be happy. Be joyous. Be free. Be in gratitude. Be into action. Have a beautiful day as we head into the weekend. Stay safe. God bless. Love you out there. And peace. Not bad. Under 13.